Boom, recording has begun. So which of these games do you want to rewatch in here?
Just the most recent.
This one. Okay, let's look
Yeah.
at let's see what you did in here.
It was against the Singed.
Oh, what did you say?
It was against the Singed.
The Singe. I mean, that should be really easy.
Yeah.
Let's see what you did.
Well, yeah, I guess like I don't know, but we lost, so I want to see. I felt like I played well, but I think I could do. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
probably could improve though. I just don't know.
Welcome to Summoner's
Maybe the
Rift.
game
It,
starts. Let's
30
take a look.
seconds until minions
wait,
spawn.
am I able to see your camera or what you're looking
Wait.
at? The replay?
Yeah, this is your replay. Can you see?
Oh, I don't know how to
You click on
get.
my Steam.
I click on your stream. Okay.
Well, are you not on my Steam? You just click on this and click on the Steam. Look, I'm gonna send you a screenshot.
Uh,
You just click there. Just hover your mouse on my stream, and then you'll find just the join option. You know.
sorry, I don't use Discord a lot. This
Yeah.
might be a.
You see live nearby my name. Look at the channel we are in. You see the.
Oh yes, 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 yeah, I see it.
So just move your mouse on that, and you can join
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I
And
got it. I see, I see. I'm there.
now you're on my stream. Now you can see it.
Yeah, you got like a mirror thing going.
Okay. So now you can see everything. So
Yes, yeah,
the game
yeah.
started out, and generally you don't wanna sit in here, in the middle of
You
the
don't.
lane. Like you don't ever run a looter, because you need to
Okay.
cover some sides. You know. In fact, they might be invading, and there is nobody covering
They
in
they
here.
did they did invade. Yeah,
So like
they
Singed,
did.
yeah, that's a thing about Singed. With he usually starts boots on mid lane with Predator. Then you're gonna go for an early game Predator E invade. You know, you're gonna invade with his E with his flip.
You talking
And
about Singe or you talking
Singed,
about
yeah,
as an?
Singed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So in here
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
100% sure he will invade, because that's what they do every game in mid lane. You know.
Okay.
So to avoid that, you could just like sit on this side of the area.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I do that too. Actually, it's just I don't know. I switch it. I don't know why. Sometimes I stand there. Sometimes I stand in the
Mm-hmm.
where you're talking
See,
about. I
this
do
is
that
what
too.
I'm talking about. Like if you sit
Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
see
Yeah,
here,
you're right. I know you
this
did.
doesn't happen, you know, so it doesn't get like free
Yeah,
advantage.
yeah, yeah.
Because like people in bronze or in silver, I mean, they won't play around invades correctly either, so that's it.
I usually just don't fight because like I think we lose every like they don't play it right anyways.
But
So
you don't have to
I
fight.
guess
Your
yeah,
point is not to
yeah,
fight. Your point is just to
yeah.
guard, you know, and to raise their awareness that they are
That makes
invading.
sense. Yeah, no, okay, I see
Like the
that.
only
Yeah, that
time
makes
you're
sense.
fighting when you're winning early game fights, you know. In here, you guys are losing them, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, so like this situation Singe is early game, but like how do you know in general? It's always like which
Well, so
one's
here's
one
the thing, he has
which
Predator
one's
and
one
he cannot do shit in lane, you know? So this is one of the power
okay,
plays he can go for in the early game to invade, you know? Because his laning
okay.
phase is kinda shit against any, you know? So he has to like do
Yeah.
something in the early game. In
Minions
fact,
have
you
spawned.
won't even see Singed on mid lane too often. He will roam most of the time he will cover zone, you know?
Yeah, okay. So like Nunu, maybe something like that. You would just want to not watch out, like Nunu
It's
mid,
like
something
an
like that.
assassin, you know? Yeah, maybe Nunu mid as
Or
well if
yeah,
it ever happens. But it's like, even like, the thing is in silver,
like
even if the enemy team has 0 CC, they will still invade, you know?
okay.
It
So
just
just in
doesn't
general,
matter what, you know?
so just in general, even if they weak, like what about Kassadin? Like if
Like,
it's
here's the
Kassadin,
thing,
should I still stand there?
yeah.
Should I still stand where you're talking about,
Yeah,
or
like,
do
here's
I
the thing,
walk
you
up?
know, like in silver, as I said, they invade even if they are weaker in the early game. Because the chances are
Okay.
people gonna AFK on mid lane, uh, I don't know, Soraka gonna be here, Jhin was here, you know, the jungler is not here
Yeah.
yet. So even if
Yeah.
people are weaker, they are often just invading. So generally, you should
Okay.
just position in here as Kassadin, and you can
Okay.
spot Singe to walk away, ping your team, you know, and that's
Okay.
what you should do.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, and if it's like a late game scaling comp, would you still just watch out, or
I always
would you
need
do
to do
something
it, like in
different?
silver people always invade, you know, as I know.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, so the game starts. So you should
Yeah.
push your wave more aggressively. Don't allow him at all to poison the wave, because the only way he CS is without getting punished if he poisons the wave like this. So as soon as he steps up, you shouldn't even like walk around. You should auto attack him as much as you can. You know, keep the pressure on.
Okay.
So for 1
So
or 2
even earlier.
seconds, you could ban auto attack him. You know, so far we lost like 2 seconds amount of auto attack DPS on this guy. You
Yeah,
know? So you
I
should
see
auto
that.
attack
Okay.
you as much as you can. Now you start out playing. You got
Yeah.
the proc.
Like just
Don't
too
walk
late, yeah.
backwards. So here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
You see this? He has 125 auto range. His Q is a melee ability, right? And
Yeah.
you have 625 range. Q has like 500 something, you know? Like, he
Yeah.
can level 1 he cannot get on top of you, you know? Which means if he wants to CS, his HP needs to go downwards, you know? Like, you need to poke him. There are
I
lots of
see.
matchups, you see, when you play any. Like Kassadin, Yon, Yasuo. Now, Yon will have some threat when he has his tornado, but when he has no tornado, you can poke him, you know? And you shouldn't like posture this passively against a champion that cannot do anything about your long range abilities, you know?
Right.
So he has to suffer if he wants to CS, you know? You have to trade something
Okay.
into him.
Okay.
Because like this is how Singe functions. Like if Singe gets to push, he gets to either recall or roam, you know. And opportunities like what's in the middle here? And opportunities like that you shouldn't ever give them. Whoa! I never seen that in my life.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, so in there you should ban contest also the push, you know. Like in here he wants to
Contest
reset, push it in and reset, you know. So in here what you
Yeah.
should ban do is just auto the wave at least and contest the push, you know. That's one of your options. But the thing is, like this Singe can't even push into you if you keep the pressure on, you know. Because he will be too
Yeah.
low and he will die, you know. It's just you're not
Yeah.
using your long range the auto attacks and Q
Auto the
efficiently,
wave.
you know. The other problem is you're not
You-
stacking your Q. You need to stack your Q on minions. If you cannot pressure the opponent, you should still use your Q to stack up your passive so you have more threat. Because when you stun someone, you can swing in maybe like 2 extra auto attacks at max 3, you know, whatever.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
I
then
just
again,
thought I think I backed up here just because the Trinamir, but
Trinamir, you know, but even before you did the same thing, you know, like it's
yeah,
not
yeah, before that makes sense. Yeah, before that makes sense. I understand that too.
yeah. Yeah, so in here you
Yeah,
just have
yeah. But like, I guess like also, you said like push the wave too. You know, like what? How do I decide like which one's better? You know, like just keeping the wave pushed or
So, like you want,
trading into-
like you don't even have to push the wave back. The only way you wanna contest the wave if you cannot trade into the opponent. In here you can trade into him, you know. So for example, if
Yeah.
there was a Serat, you know, that wants to recall, you could just like shove the wave back, trim it, or perhaps even
see.
hold the wave, you know. But against this guy, you don't have to contest the wave. Your point is just to keep the pressure on him, and he cannot contest the wave, you know. Like you will
Okay.
maximize the tradings, not the wave management, you know, because he will just walk
Right.
away.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, you
The
probably
thing
get
is, like,
frustrated.
that Q was
watching
kinda
this,
useless as well. I wouldn't queue him there
Yeah.
because I feel like normally in here he should ban recall, you know, so it would be just waste of mana. But if he
would
stays,
call.
it should be fine. Yeah, I feel like he will just recall. See?
Yeah.
So it was
yeah,
just basically like waste of mana, you know?
Yeah. I see.
No, he's not, okay. So do you contest his push, right?
So I should what? What did you say? What did you say there?
Like, do you do anything about the fact he's pushing, you know? You should punish him, That's what I'm...
More autos. Yeah, more auto. Yeah, okay.
Like, your posturing is not aggressive enough, you know?
I
Like,
think I think I was just looking for electrocute,
that
so
is
you
the
know
thing,
I
like,
didn't.
if you
I
step
didn't.
up, he cannot last it, you know? He won't even step
Yeah.
up for minions, you just set up like an ultimatum on him. He either gets poked or he does not get CS, you know? So,
Okay.
you should pressure way more against melee champs when they don't have like a good all-in angle on you.
Okay.
Like, I think like most of the melee champs you can just pressure level 1, level 2, you know? Like most of
Yeah.
them. Now Yasuo is one of those that gets to be a bit dangerous. That can be dangerous, but if you sidestep his WQ, he's not dangerous
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, or
but there
behind
aren't,
the
like, so many,
menu.
you know?
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think.
And even if there is like a Yasuo, you know, like basically if you have your son, he cannot. But why do we walk away? Like you always have this.
Yeah.
You always have
Okay,
this like he walks towards me, I walk back. The thing is he has no threat, you know. Like you gotta
I get.
recognize if he has any type of like threat towards you, you know.
Okay.
So I think that's like your thing. You play way too passively, you know. Like he cannot
Yeah.
one-shot you or anything, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Even in here, you know, like click on the minion. Like in here, I feel like you don't click on the minion, you know, just so you know your Q lasting. Look at this thing. There is minion. See, 205. Your Q deals 92. So you got to type it down 92 in the chat so you remember it if you have to, right? Then you can see like well this needs more than 92 damage, you know.
So yeah, that one I should have been trying to last hit.
Yeah. Like in here you're not getting pressured by your opponent, so you have time to click on these minions, check their HP, you know. You don't really have to sidestep anything from Singe, you know.
But earlier you said I should just be trying to kill him, right? Or looking
Even
to
now
pressure
you can
him.
basically flash him. Oh. You
Oh
don't have
yeah.
ignite. But I think we can still probably just kill him. I just
Okay.
Like in here you can even zone him away from XP, you know, that's the thing. Like in here, legit, like you shouldn't get the cannon XP, you shouldn't get these XPs. Like basically if you step up, he walks away, he loses like a bunch of XP, you know.
Okay.
So you should like zone people away, but before you do that, I would just like set up a ward on the bottom side of the map to see wherever mastery started from. Now in here I didn't like tell you wherever mastery started from. Usually you need to check it, where does he start from. Usually in lower ranks people start from like the blue because they get double leash. But in general you can check which lane arrived later in the lane and that lane leash, so usually it means that's where he's pathing towards, you know.
Yeah, I know about it. It's just like it's hard for me to do that stuff. Like I'm still, I don't know. Like it's the multiple like just.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess like if I'm trying to do CSing, you know, I struggle with tracking, you know, and then if I'm, you know,
Yeah,
focusing
so like
on
in here you're fishing for opportunities, right? So one thing you can do, Cameron bot lane, nothing gankable. Cameron top lane, we could gank and dive this guy as well, no? Because Graves is also pathing top lane, right? That's another like triple collapse angle for us, right? The other thing we know that Mastery is most likely pathing towards top lane, no? He is pathing towards top lane. So your game plan should be simple in here. In here, you can shove, kill him if he's bad enough to step up. You can shove, look for a top roam. What is not roamable right now? We look for an invade with waves, you know. That's how simple you can keep it, you know.
Okay.
But you have to like have a plan of I'm shoving, or like you have to like look around a bit, check for your options, you know, what can we do. Like basically I think you could then even dive this guy with Graves together if he steps up. If he stays you could get some poke on him until you can all in this guy on their tower, but yeah.
I think I tried to do that.
Actually you could then flash him there, no? Q 127, 83, it's like 200, electrocute like something like 60, 50.
I don't know. I think like lately it's just I don't try to do that anymore because the durability thing. I just think it's harder to
I
kill
think he
them.
would be there.
I don't know.
Actually, like, if you put two, it was really smart from your part. You placed 2 points in your queue. Yeah, with 2
I
points
think
in
I
your queue,
used
you
to
can
be
kill
more
him.
aggressive. I think I used to be more aggressive, but lately I play passive because I think it's like everybody's more durable. I guess that's why.
Like, here's the thing: if you flash on him, you have like auto attacks as well and the ghost. You know, like he cannot flash away from you basically because you have ghost as well. You know.
Yeah.
He has a ghost.
You think ghost was good, or do you think I should have did something
I think
else?
ghost is fine if you are looking for roams, but I think this game. I mean, this game like...
I ended up not really roaming, I think.
I mean, if you're not roaming, it's kind of wasteful to get this early on Ghost on any, you know. I think Ghost is good to like get roams done, you know.
I think in my head, I think I want to roam more than I end up doing.
Like with Ignite, this guy would be 100% dead. Like this, you're gonna... Most likely, I think you're gonna kill him with Flash. Probably you're gonna kill him, honestly.
I kill him like later. Level 4,
by the way, you should then take Cheap Shot, not Taste of Blood. With Cheap Shot, he would be 100% dead.
Cheap Shot, yeah, maybe.
Also, what are these runes even? You have attack speed, armor, and health.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah,
I
I think
probably
if
should.
you had correct runes, this guy would be there. Like, why? You should go actually for double. Yeah, if you had double
Double,
adaptive
double
force,
AP.
if you had
Yeah.
cheap shot, this guy would be there. I just now noticed your runes. You don't have cheap
Okay.
shot, so you don't want to take against melee matchups Taste of Blood like Singe, you know? Because there is no
Okay.
way he pokes you, there is no way he really gets on top of you, you know? So if
I,
you play correctly, you
I
should maximize your pokes out, not your healing
Yeah, that
stats, you
does
know?
make sense. That does make sense now that you mention it. Also yeah. Well, what do you think about when should I take
Also,
the
what are these second runes as well? These are also kinda int. Because you
you
never
don't
go
take
for
them?
these runes on any, actually.
The oh, the biscuit?
Like, the thing is you have Time Warp Tonic, but you don't have, how is it called? You don't have Corrupting Potion.
Oh, is that only is it you think it's only worth it
I mean,
if I
it's not
do?
worth if you don't have Corrupting Potion per usual, but right now it's kind of a dead rune, you know? Like, in general, on any your options are Predator, then again, Taste of Blood
Yeah.
and Cheap Shot can be changed depending on the matchup.
Yeah.
General thing, you can take Ghost Poro, or you can take Eyeball Collection if you're gonna take a lots of kills. Then you can take Ultimate Hunter just for like faster ultimates. Then your general second rune should be Scorch in this
Uh,
matchup, beat
Scorch absolute focus.
Scorch,
You
Absolute
think?
Focus, or Mana Flow Ban, something like that, you know, any of those are completely fine. And because you're gonna maximize out your pokes against this guy, you know.
I Yeah, you know I switch between the two, but I just don't know like which one's better. I do the other the
Like
one you're
usually
talking.
you wanna go to Scorch and Cheap Shot and Electrocute if you're looking to dominate your opponent at level 1, which you can do it against this type of matchups like Singe, you know. Uh,
Yeah. And then in range matchups, actually, I usually take Comet instead. Do you think that's
no, in
better?
range
Or
matchups
what do you
it's int
think?
actually. The thing is like in
The,
many range matchups, the issue with that is like, for example, some of them will either outrange you so you don't get as many combat procs as they do, or some of them like LeBlanc, she has for example a dash so she can even dodge your combat. Is the
oh, I
thing,
see.
they usually want to
Okay.
take Predator in range matchups, because in range matchups usually you will just scale, you know? Like in most of
Okay.
the matchups, like into long range matchups, you never really want to take combat, you want to take Predator, look for roams,
Okay.
because like basically if you face like range matchups, more than often it's non-interactive, you know? What you will do, you
Yeah.
will roam or either get a collapse on the enemy mid laner with the help of your E-speed and Predator with your jungler together, but you can't really like kill people, you know? You can't really
That
kill
makes,
like range champs if they position correctly, you know?
okay. So Predator. Okay, that makes
Because in these
sense.
days you need to get some traits, you know, before you can all-in someone, therefore it's just not really possible to kill people.
I see. And then so like this lane, I would be more aggressive. In the lane like where it's more trading. Do you think Biscuit is okay, or do you think it's
Like
always
this
better to
game you
just?
should trade as much as you can, you know, like basically the only threat like Singe could have if Rakan comes mid lane, which he probably doesn't, because in Silver like supports don't really roam too much on mid. Then the other one would be Mastery, but the thing is, you have a Ghost, and if this Singe tries to like slow you down and flip you, you will stun him and kill him, you know? So there isn't like a gank opportunity for Mastery. If he comes down from the top side of the area, which you already know he's top side, where he's just gonna walk downwards, you know, and there is no gank opportunity, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean just like in the other matchups, like say it was like a poke matchup. Do you think Biscuit is better, like Xerath?
I mean, against
You think?
that, if you feel like you're bad at sidestepping, you can take it, but I wouldn't really take it on any, you know? Like, I would
Okay.
just take secondary runes, you know, Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, Scaling runes. Then, in general, you wanna take Predator. Primary runes, you could take Taste of Blood for some healing, Ghost Poro, or Eyeball Collection. I would usually take Eyeball Collection into Ultimate Hunter. Then you can take double Adaptive Force or Attack Speed runes if you're not good at CSing. But in general, you should aim to
Yeah, I
go
think it's
for
just because I'm
scaling
bad. I
runes.
feel like I'm bad at
Like if you
CS.
feel
So
like you're bad at sidestepping, probably you can just take Biscuits then. But Time War
okay.
Tonic won't really be worth for you because there isn't like much
No,
in...
but it makes sense. Like if I'm just doing it
Like you can
because
take
like
Hex Flash, you know, you can take Time Biscuits and you can take Hex Flash then, you know.
yeah.
But here's the thing, like if you don't like, you either should have on any like Hex Flash or Predator, otherwise it will be more difficult to like get any... Oh, he's getting... Ah, one more auto! Okay, got it. Okay, so do we do something with the Mastery? You don't care, what? So we don't recall in here yet, you know.
Oh, okay, I should have
So I think you really
followed.
closed your eyes on the map in here, you know.
Uh,
So
you thi-
we have like
that's
mana and
the
HP, you
corrupt.
know. You see your mana
Yeah, I
and your
should have.
HP.
Yeah, I'm pretty healthy. Okay, so you should have went for the.
So then we look for opportunities, you know. We look certainly for any type of look. These guys are low
Okay.
HP as well, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
this guy is brawling around a scuttle scrub, you know. They fight for the scuttle scrub. So if we help these grapes, likely we can boost this Yi also top as
Yeah.
priority. So with the help of your stun, we would probably kill that mastery, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
here
didn't
you
even
should then
look.
help him to
Yeah,
contest
no,
the
I
trap,
didn't
you
even
know.
look. I don't think I even looked. So yeah, that okay.
Yeah.
Well, I probably looked, but I didn't think I could do anything. I guess, but it makes sense. I could
No,
probably
you
help.
can
But
do in here. You can do a lot, you
yeah,
know. Because any Z kind of
yeah,
counters mastery. Because like
yeah, yeah.
mastery constantly attacks, then E, like any just reflects those auto attacks with the E, you know. Also, you have a
Okay.
stun, you have damage into him, right?
Yeah.
So he just gives up for no. Oh, you know why he gives it up? Because you gone missing on the mid lane,
Uh
and he
huh.
thinks you are collapsing on him, you know. So it
Uh
could
huh.
be some 2 billion IQ mind game you did in here.
I
Basically,
didn't, but yeah,
you chose to
but
recall, but because you
yeah.
gone missing, he thinks you're in this bush, you know.
Okay.
He actually thinks, yeah. So if this is what you were thinking of, then it was really genius, actually.
But I
Wasn't it?
should have been.
So
You think I should have been in the bush though? It's
you
better.
generally wanna sit there, you know, because lots of people in silver will fight over crab no matter what. It just this
Yeah.
necessarily notice that you are missing, but people will usually fight no matter what over crabs, you know.
Yeah, in my mind, I think it's just like I want to match like whenever like Singe gets to base, gets back to
You don't have to
mid
match
lane.
it, you know. There's no because you still
Yeah,
have control over the wave. So even if he gets his
yeah,
items, he gets like a refillable because he couldn't see as much from you, you know.
uh-huh.
Maybe he could get even an amplifying tome, right? But that doesn't mean he will have control over the wave. He's still weak, you know. So it means
Okay,
that you still can shove it in and recall, you know. Just because he
okay,
resetted, it doesn't mean he will have control over a wave, over the wave. It's one of those
okay.
like really weak melee champs into any, you know.
Yeah,
Like a
I can see
Kassadin,
that.
you know, like a Kassadin can get an amplifying tome, but it still doesn't mean he will have control over the wave, you know.
Okay. And then yeah, it looks. I know I need to be more aggressive. That I feel like that's one of my weaknesses. I think I always just play like hope my laners carry me or something. I guess.
No, so in here there is on the way, you don't even care about the whole thing. Like your point
You know,
should be right now, which is basically you get the mid wave, you know. Like you don't have
yeah.
enough mobility to pull off this up, you know. In fact, I wouldn't lose any of these minions just to like go for some type of like
I don't. I don't go for it. I don't think.
Like in here basically if Graves was smart enough he could then walk downwards, maybe eat through this wall, you know. He didn't even have to go for a long chase.
Yeah.
I don't know why did he take the longest possible path.
I guess like not.
He kinda dodged the Singe double either, right? Okay, so you just keep the wave as it is. Okay. So in here sadly they got one kill, so the one thing you could do is just to shove and get plates, so you kinda match the pressure if Singe will sit around. Generally I would freeze this, but in low elo people are really bad, so if someone is low you can easily will fall for it. So I prefer to shove and get plates instead of holding a freeze. Because likely, even if you are holding a freeze, if Singe goes for a random roam on bot lane, it will probably work, you know, and I just prefer taking plates in these ranks, you know.
Okay, so I should be pushing harder here.
Yeah, I would just like hard push the whole thing. I mean, Singe is
Like
bot lane, you
W.
know, so you can like,
Yeah.
if your laner is roaming, then you can keep it simple, then shove and get plates, you know. Then
Okay.
deny minions to the tower, you know.
Okay.
The only way, like, I wouldn't do it if I wouldn't be low elo, but I think it's better in lower ranks to just shove. It's just
I
like
see.
when there is like the Talon, there is the Zed, there is the Omen, you just get value out of it, you know. and you wanna
Yeah.
match the value, you know,
Shut
by
down.
So
getting.
here, you think I messed up trying to clear the ward instead of pushing harder?
I mean, you have time to take the ward out later, you know.
Okay.
Like your main priority is right now just to get this push in, you know. Like in fact, you should ban
Yeah.
W the whole wave earlier, Q the wave.
Yeah, yeah, I don't even
Your man,
W, I noticed. Yeah, I was gonna tell you, ask that too. I should have just
like
W.
probably should ban like yeah. Because you see, like
Yeah,
the problem is there is a gigantic wave. This wave didn't really got denied to the tower, and Singe is something in here already, you know. We didn't take plates either. So if we took plates, we denied some minions. If we would actually like match or get even more like XP and gold value, then hit it from getting an assist on bot lane, you know. Like
I
he's already
see.
here, you know. See? So
Yeah, so,
yeah.
uh, do you think it's better to max W just to do that?
Usually you don't really max W on any. Usually you Q
Yeah,
max. The why would you
just
even W max
like,
honestly? Like even into Yasuo it doesn't feel to be too good because like Yasuo's wind wall has like a 30 seconds cooldown, your Q has a 4
yeah,
second one. Like generally
you
you
just,
will max your Q because when you're all-inning someone it's more likely you're gonna get 2 rotations of a Q when you stun someone than of W's I suppose.
I
Then the
see.
mana cost gonna get really high on your W, you know, that's one of the problems.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's better for wave clear. I
I
noticed
suppose
sometimes
it's
I
better
do that.
against wave clear, like, but what does it even allow you? I guess you kill faster the melee minions, but as I feel
Yeah,
like if you have 3 points in your queue, you W the backline minions, you're still gonna 1 Q each of them, you know? I guess it
okay.
helps you to shove melee ones, then that's all. But the
Yeah,
damage is like you get 45 damage whether you max your W or your Q.
okay.
It's just like your Q is more frequent, but your W has like AoE damage to shove the waves. I'm just not completely
Yeah.
sure, like it allows you to shove
Shut
like I guess
down.
cannons and then these frontline melee minions a bit faster. Then
That's what I would never know what to do. I think I always randomly max one or the other.
I mean the thing is you're maxing your W but you're using it, you know, as a thing.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I do it, but it's
Like for single target DPS usually Q max is the best, you know, that's how I see it. Then W
that
just
makes
makes sense if you wanna shove constantly, but I
sense.
don't feel
Okay,
like it's great, you know.
okay, that
Don't feel
makes
like it's all
sense.
that good.
Yeah,
Because like your Q helps you to shove as well and maintain your mana. Like as I said, your W sucks away your mana, but your Q still refounds your mana, you know, and the cooldown of it. So basically, I think your Q also helps you a lot to shove. I can't really judge
okay.
it. I don't think so it's worth just because like how much mana it consumes. Like Annie does not have really a big mana pool, you know, early on. I think that's why like
Yeah,
it causes mana issues.
yeah,
It's like simply like I never seen anybody, you know, like support any usually sometimes they max W because they play on a dual lane. So
yeah.
you get more AoE damage, but usually on mid lane you always Q max. I never seen like
So
anybody you know.
here, you think it's too passive? You think I should have
Mastery
what?
was there, so there was like a risk, you know, to
Yeah.
get W'd by Singe, but I feel like you could ban disengage simply with your E.
Okay.
Could ban just stun them and disengage with your E, but Singe has no flash, I guess. Probably we're a bit too passive there, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think is like I should just be get dodging with the E,
You know,
like
I think like the
standing
one of the
stepping?
main things is you're like starfishing too much on mid lane, you know. Um,
Yeah.
Basically it's kind of like when you're in a gangbang, you know, you gotta like give attention to maybe top lane, invading the enemy jungler, going down on bot lane again, ganking them,
Okay.
you know, something. The thing is like you like to sit on mid lane, you sometimes you CS, sometimes you poke a little bit the enemy champion, let's say, you
Yeah.
singe, but
Yeah,
that's
that
all you
is
do.
what.
You know, like you don't
Yeah,
often
yeah.
ward, you don't rotate too much things. So I think like you
I
gotta like
see.
break out of this like passive laning phase. I sit on my lane, I CS, and
Yeah,
you gotta like break out of this habit, you know.
okay. I think like before I used to play a lot more aggressive. That's why I
Cause
just
like you're in the middle of the lane, you know. Like on top
yeah.
lane, often you cannot do much. You just sit on top lane, but in here you have so many opportunities, you know, to roam, to invade, to do objectives, to set up wards, you know. Like there's so many plays you can go for on mid lane, and it's not
Okay.
optimal to like just sit on in lane as any.
Yeah, so here it's like not even worth it to
Yeah,
try
there's
to...
like another big reason why you should roam, because people are not pinging too often in silver, they're not warding too often, you know, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's like in lower ranks it's more rewarding, you know, to like roam. Even if it's not completely correct, it can work out, you know.
I see.
Like for
Okay.
example, if this thing is not doing like anything too well, it's just like you're never really pinging. So another issue I saw in you, you're not pinging too much, you know. So whenever your Singe, the Zed, the so even champions that are insanely bad at roaming, you should ping them. You should spend a little bit more time with pinging, because they're gonna get some
Sure.
roams done. You see, he's already walking down on the river. He has his Predator up. You see.
I go back and forth. Like sometimes I do it, and then sometimes I think like they're not even gonna listen, so it's not worth it. So like
I mean, it's not even about that your teammates will listen. It's rather about
yeah,
developing your communication skills, you know.
that makes sense.
Because like a part of your
Yeah,
teammates
I'll
would
just always...
listen, but a part of your teammates would be really happy if you ping them, and it would even save their lives, you know. So
Okay.
it just only applies to a part of players, because you know, like everybody's really focused on their gameplay in lower ranks. So you shouldn't assess. You should actually use danger pings instead of that, because it's easier to
Yeah.
recognize for them, you know.
Okay.
In here you're not contesting anything. Thing is, they don't have like any way to set up a gank for you, you know, to collapse on
Yeah.
any of these guys, your teammates, and they're not in a good position for you to collapse on them, you know.
Okay.
So like what you should do, you should shove, because they saw you going downwards from the wave, you know.
I see.
So
Okay.
you, if you walk downwards, they're gonna walk away, you know. There is nothing we can get out of this right now, you know. So what you should
Yeah.
do, ideally, you
Just
could
shove.
ask if
Yeah.
Trindamir has ult up, you know, from your own. If he has no ult,
Okay.
we can kill him, you know, under
Okay.
tower. See this?
Hmm.
You can actually kill him under tower probably. Now the other thing you could do, shove, get plates. So plates give you 160 gold, right? Two of them give you 320. And the thing is, on mid lane, there is a fun fact, you push way faster than on other lanes,
Yeah,
because
because it's
cannon
closer.
minions have more attack speed, right? You see, it
Oh.
has 1 attack speed, and wait, where are the cannon minions? This is a myth. Where are the cannon minions? I swear. Oh, these have more attack speed when they attack
Four.
towers. But it's not shown in here, but when they attack towers, they basically have more attack speed. You
In
see, it
mid
has the
lane.
same attack speed visually, but when they attack the tower, their attack speed gonna get a bit bigger actually. So cannon
Okay.
waves actually push faster on mid lane.
I'll take your word for it. That. Uh. But like you said earlier, it seems like I should be roaming because like I don't play aggressive anyway. So I guess like the doing the play thing is like that's what already like I default to, I think. So you think I should?
Like here's the thing, you should roam if you get the roam angle, you know. For example, it
Yeah.
depends how deep they are in lane, how much HP do they have, if they are diveable or not, you know, like you should move your camera. You should also ask themselves what kind of escapes do they have, what kind of gank setup do your teammates have, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to do that more.
Or you should ask yourself, do you have your ult up, your ghost up, your flash up? Even if they don't have the best gank setup, if you get a ghost on them, probably you're gonna get a pick, you know. But
Okay.
it depends.
I just don't go for it. I think I just don't go for it enough. I think that's my biggest problem.
But I think you didn't control your pair, right? Let's see it again.
Maybe.
Let's see what you did.
I should have poked him more, I think, before
Something
I
went wrong
engaged.
in here, I swear. I just rewatched it slowly. You could have poked him before you all in, that's true as well.
Yeah, yeah, I could have poked him here a little more, get him a little lower, maybe.
You gave up your
Yeah.
stun, I think, on a minion. That was one of the problems, actually. And you
Oh, I
only had
did.
your stun after you did that. And that's not good, because you need to stun someone with your ult, you know? Like, when you stun someone, your tippers can burn them more and
No,
use his own
I did.
attacks, you know?
I stunned him after he
No, you
flame
didn't
plugged
stun
me.
him, look. Oh,
No,
now
after.
yeah, but now
Yeah,
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 but
now I
he's
do.
out of
Now I
position
do.
now, you see?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I should have
Like,
did it
Tibbers
earlier.
couldn't auto-attack him, he had to run after him, you know? And I'm not
Okay.
even sure if the burning aura reached him in here from Tibbers. So, ideally you should stun him with the bear, you know? Because he needs to get some auto-attacks off, you know? To get back
Right,
actually
right.
value out of it, you know?
Yeah, sometimes like I think I should use the bear, and then sometimes I don't, cause like I'm afraid to miss it.
You cannot miss it on
Yeah,
Singed, honestly. Like
yeah,
Singed,
yeah, but
Singed just
sometimes I do, so it's like different
you just
matchups, I
like
guess.
actually you just
Yeah,
click on Singed, you know. That's all you have to
yeah,
do. Like on
yeah.
Yasuo,
This one,
maybe you're gonna dash away, or I don't know,
yeah,
maybe like on Akali gonna eat back something, but that's like really hard to time it, you know.
that makes sense. I don't think about like the dashing, so
But
that
honestly,
makes
like you
sense.
can just point at quick stun to people that have dashes, then with them. But the thing is,
I
like
walk
it's really
back
hard
to
to react to it. They just somehow randomly guess it, you know. That's the thing.
yeah.
So you see, like not stunning him earlier on, just kind of like made you lose the kill. But you know, like even if you mess it up this hard, basically if he had correct runes, he would be dead. You know, that's the thing.
True. That's true too. Yeah.
So I think just simply said your runes were incorrect.
Okay.
Hello. Let's
Looks
see,
like
what else do we find in here? So, laning phase. You send your
that
beard
someone.
to do nothing, I guess. You also take the tower. Okay.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Okay.
Is that other person in the call? Is that someone you know, or
Yeah, it's my cousin.
oh, it's your cousin?
I mean, if you don't want him to be here, we can go to the other pool.
No, no, no. It's no problem, I guess.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Even here, we are playing way too passively. Yeah, it's a general thing, like...
Yeah, that seems like my biggest
He's
problem.
living the dream, you know, right now.
So, like, but I guess like I don't know when. Like sometimes like I guess some games I just end up feeding if I
Yeah, that's the
play more
thing, like you
aggressive.
should allow
You think
yourself to
it's
fail or even to die to learn out of it. Like for example, you should ask yourself, like you should even play around cooldowns. For example, Z can be dangerous if you can get a W combo on you. But his W has like
yeah,
20 seconds cooldown. Or if Z has no
yeah,
Q for like 5 seconds, then if he
yeah,
W's, his W gonna be way weak because all he can do is just like WE, which does not do much, you know. So one of the
yeah.
things
I
you should
do.
do play
I
around cooldowns, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I try to. I mean, yeah. I try to. I'm trying to learn to get better at that.
But
Um,
some champs, they don't have any threat, you know, like even if they have all of their abilities up, like Kassadin, Singed, stuff like that, they can't really get on top of him, you know.
mhm.
So I think like every matchup you should play more aggressively than notice if if you're being like too aggressive, you know. If you get too hard punished or something happens to it, then just play a bit more safe, you know. Like this is what
Okay.
Singed does, you know, nothing. See? Yeah, you
Mhm.
could bend W him out, let him get the electro, you see, like this is what he does,
Yeah,
nothing,
I
you know.
should have got a Q or I mean a W.
You see like how behind this guy is. This deals 62 damage, 6% of your HP, 49 per second, but not much. Because this also gets mitigated by your MR, you know? Which means it does not do too much damage, you can see it with your eyes.
Mhm.
And one thing, you know, like you got to catch you got to know your short trading patterns. If you can all in your opponent, if your opponent can short trade you better than
Okay.
you do, or all in
I
you, you
guess
know. You got to
I'm just
like
wondering
know
about
between those.
like this one. I wanted. I think I wanted. I don't know actually. It's just I guess like I think I feel like I should like shove out the way before I roam usually, but it's like a lot of times the fight just ends up happening before you know you get a chance to
Like, you don't
push
have
the
to
way.
always shove it out, you know, you can just like
Yeah,
basically roam.
yeah,
And you don't necessarily have to shove it out. Because Singe doesn't have like a good pushing power, so if you can get a good collapse on this bot laner and go there, it's just like, yeah, now you're getting the chance, we're doing something.
I don't think I catch him.
You don't? Okay, you don't catch him.
Probably mess up. I think I try to get this ward. You think I should have fought here?
Should have fight, and if you fight him, he would bait out his Q, you know, his ult is about to expire, he'll not be the shit because he has no ult. So you should like step up in here, allow him to auto attack you, so you might control him into fighting you, which means you won't be able to follow me up. He could even ulti if he has no Q, you know. But I think like Trinidad you cannot do shit, you know, right now. So
Yeah.
if you just sit here and let like Mastery wanted to attack you, the only
Yeah.
time like he got scared of when you showed up, so maybe he would just autopilot into attacking you only, you know. Or when he notices you, it would be too late, you know. So I would actually just like step up, allow he to hit me a few times, then we can get the. I mean, this Mastery is not too bad. What does he have? A BF score? Like in
So
here, I
right
wouldn't
there,
walk away. I
right
would walk
here,
back into him.
right
Yeah,
here, try to fight a little bit.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I would just fight him. Honestly.
Okay.
See, like
I think
now he turns back. You see?
yeah, I think I was just scared, but I don't know. I don't think there's.
Oh, you don't
I
have
don't
no
know.
texture. Okay.
I think I just play passive in general, so like I just don't try to fight unless I think I can kill them 100%. I guess like that's probably my problem.
Blue
Oh,
team double kill.
I think it's one of the things.
Yeah, you gotta balance out more by playing passively and aggressively. That's the thing. And you're really like on the always passive side, you know.
Well, right these days I do. I think it's like I just think it's like the patch is like the durability and everything. I just thought.
Yeah, but you don't have to
I
always.
feel like
You can trade
I
it.
feel like Annie's weaker some these days than it used to be. I guess. Is that you think that's like I should just not pay attention to like those meta, like the whatever's meta or whatever, or
It
just
doesn't really matter since Silver if you play a meta build or not, honestly.
yeah. Okay.
I don't think so. The rank is just really dependent on like whatever you pick on a really dictate the outcome of the game.
I see. Yeah, I think I used to be really aggressive, but like I just did like complete.
But
I
even when you
did
shove, you
like
should
the
give yourself a
opposite.
goal, you know? Like one of the
Yeah.
things you could ban do, you could even ask Graves to dive this guy because he was earlier here. You see, you could ban wrap around, da, da, da. You could tell
Like
him to, we
assist
can
ping,
set up a dive on
assist
him,
ping,
you know, right?
assist ping, right?
But do we have enough
Yeah.
damage into this guy? Durability patch, Caxus, let's see, 54 percentage. Says it is there's 209, 29 per second, 62 per autos, 182, 263.
You
I mean,
know,
with Ignite would kill him, honestly.
you think I would kill him? Can I ask you something else? You know, I think it's easy when you like pause it and like you could do all the math, but like in the game, I can never do that. You know, like just have an idea like how much
Well, that's why
like
you should use
100%
your damn That's why you
Like,
should use your
do
abilities so you
you?
can like memorize them, you know?
Yeah. So that's just something like you just like you just have good like you just know all the numbers.
You kinda like
For
add them
practice level.
together, you know, like here's the thing, like often even if you don't like kill your opponent, that shouldn't be a big deal, but if it just forces them to recall, you can get like 2 plates, you know, or maybe 3 at max, right? Which generally
Yeah.
means that you're gonna get, if you get 3 plates that's good, but you're gonna get 2 plates in general, perhaps more, or
Okay.
320 gold. So even just forcing your opponent to reset, it's good enough for you because they lose more than 100 gold, lots of XP.
Okay.
They lose 1 or 2
Okay.
waves, you know, right? Then they
That
lose
makes
2
sense.
plates or maybe 3 plates. So your
Yeah.
point, you shouldn't even be fixated on of whether I kill my opponent or not, because trust me, if you all in this
Okay.
guy, even if he survives with a bit of HP, something, 100
It's always
HP,
worth. It's always
it's worth
worth.
for you, you
Okay.
know? Because there
Okay,
are
that
no
makes sense.
objectives right now for what you
You're
should keep
right.
your ult for, right?
I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
And roams are not really like a big necessity because it's more consistent for you just to get played. Like even in here basically you could ban out to attack the tower, get like QW poke on these things. And even under tower you can like keep the pressure on, you know?
Yeah. I just think, you know, I just read like it's more turret damage, all that stuff, and now I just don't try to do it anymore. Now I just don't. But
Also like usually like these are the things you should watch out for. Like usually people are not allowed to be this deep in bot lane against any. It's better if you
okay.
have like, you have ghost, you don't necessarily have to have predator. If you don't have predator, you have ghost, that's fine. But again, like
Yeah.
these type of things when and the enemy bot lane is balls deep or the enemy top lane is balls deep, you should have used like your roaming power as any, you know? As I said
Just
before,
go
in
for
silver
it.
it's like even better.
Even regardless of the wave, huh? So like it
Like
doesn't
usually you
matter.
should optimally shove it, but if you can just throw and just leave
Yeah.
the wave, sometimes it's not a big deal if your opponent is not good at defense. So you don't want to
I
initiate.
I
There are
I
some
don't.
champions
Yeah.
like Mastery, you know. You don't want to initiate with your Q because it's too slow. Usually you don't want to initiate with your ult because if he Qs it, it sucks. So you want to initiate
Yeah.
with your W because in here
Yeah.
the worst thing happens if you W you're gonna lose some mana. Uh, your passive gonna go up but you're gonna E away anyway. So first of all you have to see with your eyes if that
That makes
W
sense.
stunned Mastery, you know. If it stunned Mastery he cannot Q, you know. Then you can connect the rest of your combo. But you don't wanna initiate into these type of champions like Fizz, like Fiora, like Mastery. With your ultimate because they could possibly use their counter ability, you know.
Okay. I just thought it was like level 10, level 7. I just should try all in. That's why I
Yeah,
R'd
but it was in
immediately.
W
I
range, you
guess
know.
that's
Like
why I
you don't have
fucked
to
up.
ult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That
As I
makes
said, your
sense.
Q can be too slow to reactable. Ult, if you
Yeah.
waste it, it's bad. So you might just W initiate them. No?
Yeah. Yeah. But here I just played it. Okay, so here it's like not worth trying
Even in here you could ban like poke them honestly. Mastery gave up his Q, you stun these guys, he cannot get on top of you. Like even in here we can go for some type of craziness. That's how you go.
So it was just not enough, you think? Yeah, and I also messed up. Well, I guess I messed up the tippers originally, so for the ultimate.
You know, like in low below I wouldn't even bother to freeze, but I think you tried to freeze but you didn't. I would just prioritize like roaming. Getting
Okay.
like some roams on it.
Yeah. So just look for more room. Like even under tower, you think is better, like than just sitting like in mid, right?
Yeah, sometimes it can
said-
be fine if you're sure you can get the game done. Yeah.
Okay.
Even in here you have like control over the wave, you can just shove and then reset, you know, so you get the wave, get your 11, maybe get a roam done when you come back.
Okay.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
So which one is the tank in the enemy team? We brought a anti-tank Leandry Torment, you know, like which one is so tanky that you really
Caught no one.
Shut down.
Shit.
see, like this is like an
Red
anti-tank
team
item.
double kill.
Yeah.
So it's written on
It's
the
just-
ability that it can deal 12% bonus damage to champions that have 1200 HP more than you. Not many of them actually have more HP than you. You see, Raka, this guy has approximately just a little bit more HP than you do with like 100. The other guy has like something like 200 he has even less HP, which means if they have less then you don't get any value out of it. Most of them have either lower or around the same like HP you have. So you don't really get value out of the 12% bonus passive yet. Then the burn damage is not too great because early on people don't have too high HP to get like a good burn value out of it, and these champions don't stack HP, you know. Rakan buys some HP, but in general it seems like yes, sometimes he buys HP items, but they don't stack all that much, you know. So I would rather go for Ludens against squishier champs.
That makes sense. I guess like I don't really think about it. I
Ludens
guess in my mind,
is fast.
I think like Master Yi and Tryndamere are. I don't know that.
Do you really have to ult? I mean, do you really have to flash? Do you have to ult? Because Samira couldn't really escape.
So
Probably have to.
you say I don't need to ult or I don't need to
I
flash.
feel
What
like
was
you
that?
can just flash him, flash WQ, you know? I feel like it would
Flashed
be
up
enough,
is better.
honestly. Like I
Okay.
think you could then
Okay.
use your ult as a last resource, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
if it's needed, but only if it's needed, you know.
In general though, do you think? I guess like yeah. Do you think that was good? Like the, I should just look for that kind of stuff more.
Flashing was a good idea. Now in here you should ping your teammates. You should step up with your beer as well, and master is not that dangerous. The
They don't
player
go for
control
it.
was good. Okay.
Red team's turret has
So
been
here, like
destroyed.
after I roam, like what is like the, what do you
You
think?
can
Like,
just simply go back to your lane, pick up the CS, you know, set up another
okay.
gold, perhaps set up a ward, a control ward. Do you have any You don't have any control.
I warded the dragon. I think.
Oh, so you
I'm
were
not
the
sure.
dragon, so that's like good enough. This is something you can do,
Okay.
you know, when you're walking up, you know. Usually you pick up
And
your
then,
base, that's what you should look for. If your teammates are brawling, when suddenly left bot lane, you could just turn back if you ever get like a good roaming angle.
Shut down.
God, why do we why do we allow
yeah.
him
So
to get out
this is
4 of
just
these
this
minions?
one. I should be pressuring harder,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just
So
okay.
then look, there's nothing to gank, you know, like if you move your camera on bot lane, you can see these minions will be killed, then they can either look to ward or to reset, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess in low elo maybe people are bad enough to brawl in front of the enemy tower without getting on ward. No, she actually wants to like that, see.
Yeah. So, see, that's stuff that's hard for me to tell. Like sometimes I think like, oh, they're just gonna do that, like what you said, the bad play. Because sometimes that does happen, but I guess like
Great.
yeah,
So I think some people will state that can poke, you know, like short range lady carries like Samira, they won't really stay around to poke because oh she has a Q. But for example, if you have an Ezreal and Seraph, they will likely
they
try to
might.
like poke your
Yeah,
ally champions, you know.
yeah, okay. So it's more, it's knowing the matchup and it's knowing like
I
what
mean, it's
the
about the greediness of the players as well, you know, like sometimes
yeah,
even Samira players would literally sit here and look for pokes. You have to
okay.
observe the opponents as well to see if they are all
It's
the
like
time
knowing,
greeding. Like you have to
seeing their
notice, you know.
tendencies. Yeah, that
Like
makes
some
sense.
people, if they are greeding often, it means that they are all the time greeding, you know. So for
Yeah,
example, if some
yeah,
people are going for plates or overextending, or they're going for some really deep fights, you know, then you can punish them. You can just observe how they play.
yeah,
Then if
yeah.
you
I
see
don't
Team's
think
someone
I,
is
turret
like
has been
always getting
destroyed.
but then always against them, you know.
I think I only notice when it's like too late. So yeah, that's something I should be trying to pay attention to.
They need to stop.
Red team's turret
Yeah,
has
like I
been
feel like this is
destroyed.
what I always do. I just try to like get the turret and then I try to fight, but it's not always good. I don't know.
Oh, I don't like how it happened. Everybody got the... Yeah.
Blue team double kill.
In here you should control your abilities. Or actually you should just like rotate. Your damage doesn't really matter too much because you don't have too much DPS. Your 3 of your teammates can clear it.
Yeah.
I would just like get them in Grave honestly at this point. Maybe like
Oh,
both you and the Grave.
don't even worry about.
The thing is you're auto attacking, you know, your auto attacks is 76.
Yeah, yeah, it
They
does
don't deal
nothing.
any damage into this. It's just
I
something
always feel like this is not worth trying to do this, but I do it anyways because like
like,
I just don't know what's better.
Like you
That
auto
makes
attacking there for like 7 times, it's like a great auto attack or something, you know. It's like probably not
okay.
gonna speed it up like too much by
So when like I win the fight like that, I see the whole team's there. It's not worth
I mean,
like
two of
sometimes I
them
think
were
it's
dead, you
guaranteed
know.
and then they throw it
Like
though. It's
Mastery
like
and Samira were dead and the rest of them are pretty much useless, you know.
yeah, that's right.
This guy rushed, what's this? If this guy rushed Infinity's Edge.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I thought that was really dumb.
I don't know, it's just like weird silver adventure.
Yeah. uh,
It's like who does that, right? I think this guy lives in like
Red
what
team's
is
turret has been destroyed.
season 7 magic or I think people never got the
back in the day, people do that.
I think people never really like
I mean, that's
people like force you to open them.
Unstoppable. Red team double
so like
kill.
here, like the Singe, I feel like he got I don't know. I think I was like there too late, or what do you think?
Let's see how much time passed. Gonna check on the time.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
3:47. Oh, we have a bit more.
How much?
We have
A
like
How
summoner
much?
5 more
has
minutes.
disconnected.
5
A
more.
summoner has reconnected.
Uh, might have to go to the closer
So
to
what did
end
you say? I
right
didn't hear you properly.
now. Yeah.
Oh, what did you say?
Oh, I just wanted to see if we could. Do you think we could finish it, or like just skip over some?
Uh,
I'll stop asking.
Probably
I'll stop
can
asking.
just like I think we got the main things because you see like from this point on I'm gonna be really repetitive, you know? Like you remember how
Yeah.
repetitive I was in here, in here, in here. Like I think likely I'm gonna say the same thing, you know?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
I think we can just spend time to like do some notes. So
Okay.
your runes, as I said before, I think there are literally sites you can like I can probably like copy paste it from like a basic like site. I can send you like a picture how what you should go for. Just
No, I remember what you said too. Just do the
like
double
on
AP.
sites, I think they give you like the correct runes because I never seen like on a website Time Warp Tonic and Biscuits, you know. So most likely they're gonna give you the
Sure.
correct runes on league refs, you know. Then what you should aim to actually gonna type it down in here, you know. So uh, being more the enemy.
Okay.
So do you got the like danger ping it so it's more likely people gonna notice it, you know?
Sure.
So that's like one of
And
the
ping
things
like
you should
right
watch
on
out
them
for.
too,
The
I
other
guess.
one, pre pressure way more if they have a weak early champ into you or they have CD on their engaging skill, for example Z, W or Q for fuse or Q. So like on Q matters on Z because if he has no Q he can throw his W but it's useless, you know. So you should watch out for cooldowns as well, you know, when it comes to fighting, right?
Okay.
Then the other thing, like give yourself a goal. If you are pushing, give yourself a goal. Example, roam bot or top, dive, dive bot or top, set up a ward at Herald or Drake or some close bushes, like anything, you know, like even if it's not completely correct, just don't stay in mid, don't shove and look at your opponent, like just place down a ward, look for a roam, like do anything, you know, even if it's not like the most correct choice, but just do something, you know. uh,
Okay.
Now what else we should look watch out for? Your runes were really incorrect, just like legit like any site can tell you, just
Yeah.
correct your runes.
Sure.
The other thing, what was the other thing? I think you should aim to get more Predator against like range matchups. As I noticed on your
Yeah, I
League
don't do
Reps
that
profile,
enough.
you never
I
get
don't.
it, get
I
Predator
don't, yeah.
against
Can I ask?
actually, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say
Go ahead.
non-interactive matchups. Because if you feel like you got beaten really hard by Yasuo and you don't really kill him, then I guess you can like look for roams, you know? Like if you feel like there's like any like melee matchups that really beats you, then maybe just don't focus out your like laning phase, just look for better
Or
roams
you
with
think
Predator.
Comet's okay in there? Like sometimes I think Zed and Yas. Wait,
Zed
no,
and
did I go?
Yasuo, so
I might go Comet. Yeah, I feel like
uh, Zed and Yasuo, Ziggs, Serat, stuff like that. Anything that you cannot like beat them with the help of Electrocute, you know?
I see. Okay.
Okay, so
So you think Comet's just not good? Cause
it's generally not good on any, even if she can reset it fast. Usually you're looking for Electrocute
okay,
or Predator. Comet, I don't really see it being that great. Problem is
cause
people can even sidestep it or dash away. Like on mid lane there are lots of dashing champions, so
yeah,
if they ever dash
but
away from it you lose complete value of your Comet. I don't know how, I never seen anybody going Comet honestly on any. I mean,
okay.
like only when you
I
ult
think
it resets quickly, you know, the Comet I think. If you don't ult and they don't auto attack your E, then it just doesn't reset too fast, you know.
yeah, okay. Cause like I just heard in general. Oh, sorry. I think we're running out of time. Maybe I'll just ask a couple questions at the end, and that's it. Maybe like, is it is it too late to like maybe just ask a couple of
Okay, what
questions
kind
at
of
the end?
question do you have?
Uh,
What kind of question do you have?
um, it's just quick question about like if like say in this scenario, like Singe he just tried to roam the whole game,
Yeah.
but like if there's like a player that just tries to shove mid the whole game, is the do you would you change the play style or
Well, you
still look
can
for
either hold the wave or punish them for shoving. Like if they are really fixated on constantly pushing, you can either
uh,
punish it by holding the wave or by trading into them meantime they use their abilities or auto attacks into shoving, you know. But sometimes you cannot contest the push, you know, because either you're gonna get all in or they gonna push anyways, you know, and just reset and you might just not like care, you know, just allow them to happen. So you see us under tower.
UCS and then but it's
Like
like
sometimes you just cannot contest it, you know, like there is a Yasuo, he has his wind wall up, his passive shield up, he is quite healthy, you know, sometimes you just cannot contest the push, you know.
so it's like basically it's just always bad to
Yeah, like you
be in
cannot even
this
hold the
lane.
wave because he gonna poke you with his Q, maybe tornado, you know, like it's not like something you should bother to hold, you know, because like if he has control again over the wave, he's just gonna shove it anyways when your minions arrive, you know. So then there isn't
Yeah,
much point to like freeze it, especially against range champs, because range champs like Serat or Ziggs they gonna play anyways
yeah.
in a similar wave,
I
even
was
if
thinking
they
I was thinking like a Malzahar, like Morgana, they just try to push against you the whole game, you know.
I mean, you can
For those
just
cats,
like against Malzahar, you can like destroy his W's, his spiders or voidlings. Then that
yeah,
will give you free gold, and you can also stack your Q on those. Generally,
uh-huh,
you can contest the shove against Malzahar because if you destroy his voidlings, then he doesn't like turbo pushes the wave. He has to auto attack the minions, and here's the thing: if he wants to auto attack the minions, you can punish them with abilities or either auto attacks. So Malzahar is not that hard of a matchup, honestly.
okay. Just wanted to make sure I, get how to like deal with other matchups. But yeah, that makes think. Uh, are we like finished on the time? Is that
We finished. I'm just thinking what else should I type in here. Ping more the enemy laner missing. The main thing, pressure
uh,
way more weak early game champions.
do you think well, I know you can't tell because like it was just a VOD, but what do you think about like camera control? Like how much should I be looking at the
What did you ask? My
top
mic,
it?
your microphone was low again.
Oh, sorry. You can't really see on the VOD the camera control. Can I just ask you like how do you like look at like the other lanes or what are you thinking about it like how to do that, I guess. Just
Like
like the stuff
you kind of have to
the
know like
like
what
to look
they
for
want to do,
roams.
you know. So it depends on
Like
their
you use that
positioning, if they wanna shove the wave in or not. Uh, it depends if they warded or not. Now they're gonna complicate it because you have to like check either by moving your camera on them or looking at the icons. If the enemy like bot laner icons
yeah,
are really close to the upper bushes to the river, then it means they warded it usually. Uh, then again, it
yeah,
depends. Like for example, if you have Predator and Yuri, and there are like halfway deep in lane or even inner, then usually you can like Predator E-roam on them anyways, So it's like it's more so like you should pay attention on their positioning. That's like one thing, how deep they are in lane, and
And
then aim
and
to
just
like
see it like just seeing it like if they're aggressive or like they're looking to shove or looking to like freeze things like that.
yeah.
Right, right. Yeah. Okay. And then you think F keys like should I try to use the F
You
keys or
can
should
use them if the enemy champions are close to your allied champions, then you can like check them as well, Then it
okay.
can be fine.
Okay, I'll definitely. I'm gonna try to practice that more. Yeah, appreciate giving your time too. Thanks for everything. Uh,
Now, what else is there? Like CSing better, as I said, click on minions to make sure you
oh yeah, we talked. Yeah.
minions check their HP so you know when to Q or last hit them. I mean,
Okay.
these are like the main things I can assume, like work on your CSing, work on your aggressivity, and roams. These are like three things I would like mainly focus on. Just give yourself always a goal on what to do.
Yeah.
That's like pretty much all. Like three things I think you have to mainly focus on.
Okay.
Just like
Uh,
do more, in lane. That's the thing. As I said, like you play way too passively. Just try to do more than that.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna go back to feeding like I used to. I guess
Actually, you can
play
feed,
more
like
aggressive.
you can like
I
test
think
the
that's.
limitations of your champions, and if like a play is incorrect, then you will already know it. But it's better to like
Uh,
intend to know your limitations than not know anything and just always play passively. Like
yeah.
at least like you have
Yeah.
like a
Right.
good learning process out of like you die, and then like the
Uh,
very next time you can give it a more intelligent approach, either in the next game or the next fight. But you have to know like how they short rate, how they function.
yeah.
If you always play passively, then it won't be like always correct every game. In fact, like
Yeah.
you won't really carry if you always play this passively. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's just like I think it's been working out for me recently. That's the problem. Like before, I used to be way more aggressive. Like when I was bronze, I did more like aggressive plays, and then it stopped working for me when I started getting into silver, I guess. And
Uh,
then lately, the patches, it's harder to like all in. So like I just stopped. I
But
just
you can
totally
short trade into an all-in. You don't have to completely all-in. But as I said, even forcing the
yeah,
enemy champion to reset is already a victory, because you can either get plates or get an objective
yeah,
like a Herald or a Drake. Usually Drake, right?
yeah,
So just by
yeah.
forcing the opponent to recall, as I said, you don't have to be fixated on like killing your opponent. Like them recalling is good enough, because they can sit on like try to contest with 100, 200, 300 HP like a Drake, or a tower. Because as soon as your
Yeah.
QW is up again, they're gonna die, after level 6. So you shouldn't be again like fixated on killing them.
Okay.
Because like on any, your ult does not have a long cooldown. It actually does not have a too long cooldown.
Mm, all right. Do you have any other, I guess? So I guess like t yeah, do you have any other things you want to mention? Or is
I
that
think this is like pretty much it. I think this is how simple I can keep it for you.
yeah, I feel like it's not too much. I feel like everything is like pretty obvious already. I just gotta like a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
the thing.
practice.
Like you weren't doing any of these. That's the thing
Yeah,
about it. Like I think it's better if you implement these in your gameplay for now. You get some
okay.
better roaming angles, you recognize what kind of escapes or ganks, what kind of escapes the enemy champions have, or what kind of gank setups your ally champs have. But I think this is like pretty much all. We only watched like halfway the replay, but as I said, likely I'm gonna be repetitive.
It's
Then in like, let's say like one more thing I can type down in mid game. After mid game get Oracle and control wards for
uh
OPGs or bushes. So you can basically sit in
I
bushes
did that.
because they are oracles, so for a reason they didn't ward it, which will allow you to
Yeah,
like collapse on your opponents.
I do try to do the Oracle thing. And then I guess like some like the problem. Another problem I have is I just don't know like a lot of the newer champions. So like
I gotta read
Samira,
their abilities,
I
you know,
just feel
if
like
you
I
really
don't
wanna
know
know
what
them.
she does like that well. I guess or a lot of newer champions. So I just feel like do you have a good advice on like just getting better at like all the champions, like knowing everything, like the
Yeah, I think you
which ones
should
are
like
good in
full
gank
combo
or
every
just
single
stuff like that?
champion you see, you know, at first, and see how they react, how they respond to it, and then you can get it off. Like, what the hell should you do into that matchup, you know? Like, I think like the whole first thing you should do is just test your limits. What can you do and what you can do, and even if you get
Uh-huh.
punished, that's completely fine. Cause as I said, that's how you learn it the fastest way. If you just like test your limits, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Um.
Like it's a worse if you don't know, because like if you wanna rank up, you need to know what they are capable of, you know.
Yeah, it's just so many that I wanted like I don't know how to do it like the best way, like efficiently,
Like you
like
can
learning all
just
the
like one thing
champions.
you can do, you know, just you can just read their abilities. Like for example, you face Sinra or you
Oh
face
yeah,
Talon, you can just go to the type Talon fandom and you can read his abilities. You can see his W
yeah.
slows. His W has two effects. His passive deals a lot of damage if he connects his Q and W. Um,
That's how I'm learning. Like right now, I'm like look at all the
you
cooldowns
can
and
just
like I
like
try to
every
read.
single time you
But
face a
it's
certain matchup, you can just read their cooldowns, right? Cooldowns are
yeah,
important, how much damage they
yeah,
deal, what they exactly do, in how many ways you can maybe use them. Cooldowns are the main things you need to watch out for, because they dictate whether they can all in you, whether they can counter your abilities, like if a piece has E up or not. That's really important for you to know, because otherwise you
uh-huh.
might just be like Eing your stun off, and that kind of sucks, you know. So uh,
Uh,
cooldowns, right? That's the main things. Like just like
yeah,
you gotta learn some of them, you know, like important ones, you know, that can really
that's
counter your champ.
yeah. So like, do you like just so like I guess like once you know all of them, what are you doing? Are
Like
you like
count them in your
counting?
head, you know.
Are you like how do you make sure it's like you're always like pressure like punishing the
So like
cooldowns?
you just ask yourself if if a strong defensive ability is on cooldown like Fizz's Z or Yasuo's W, what does that allow you to
Yeah,
do?
you just want to
You
poke
can just
them
poke
or
them. You
like
can
press
trade
the
trade
yeah,
into them. You know,
yeah,
even if you cannot all in
yeah,
them, it allows you to trade into them, right?
right,
So
okay.
then you should step up. And as I said, if they want to CS, you're gonna punish them. And then yeah, so if you cannot win while you're stunned, you can just like go for a combo on him, disengage shortly, go downwards. Don't go like in a straight line through your wave, because then he can get on top of you more easily. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
then like as I said, like you wait for those defensive abilities to be like used. Then you are looking for an all-in, because it's not good if you waste like two of your abilities and your auto attacks on a Yasuo Winval, you know. You gotta approach like some matchups more softer, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I do that. I try to do that. I'm getting better at it, but I'm still learning. Um, then yeah, that's makes sense. I think it's just more practice too. Would I need help, but I don't know. What about champion pool? Is
Uh,
it you think it's
I think
okay
you
just
can play
going
just
any?
any, honestly. Like I don't know, like it feels like you played 744 games. You're still not doing
Yeah,
quite well with any. Like I think if you just simply play any, you can probably reach gold. Because I think if you're gonna play two or three more champs, it's gonna complicate it for you. Like you can
okay.
probably play Syndra. She's quite meta right now, but she's a skill shot champion. I think there are many
Yeah,
carry champs you can play. Another
my skill
similar
shots
champion, Vex,
are
to
really
like any, you
bad.
know.
I think my skill shots are really bad because I only
Like
play any.
Malzahar is quite simple, you know, like most of your things are point and click, so you could just simply play Malzahar. Uh, it's like another like similar to any. You can just like lock down people, you burn people with Malzahar as well with your DPS.
Yeah, okay. Um,
Play
so,
Malzahar if you choose.
do you think I should, or I mean,
I
what do
mean, I
you,
think it's simple, or
what
maybe
did
more easy than any. I'm not even sure. It's probably as
you?
easy. Play
Okay,
Malzahar if you want an extra easy champ in your.
okay.
I mean, that's it. Like I think you should
Yeah.
play like 2 champs at max, like 3 champs, but you should be better at like fewer instead of more, you know?
Okay. I don't mind just playing Annie, I guess. I just was wanted to ask because like I want to make sure I'm not making a mistake or something. Trying to one
Well, I mean, as
trick.
I said, like drafting doesn't matter too much. Like if you're good enough at a champion, it would probably outdo it. Even if you would pick a better champion into the enemy comp, you know, if you're just simply better at than anything else, then it would would do you way better, you know.
Okay. Um,
Do you have anything else to say?
no, that's about it. I'm not. Hope I'm not taking too much extra time now. If this, you
No,
know.
no, it's fine. I gonna also give you the student rank. It just means that you got coached by me before, and you can also leave a review in the review section if you choose.
Okay, sounds good.
I will
Um,
leave from now then. Goodbye
uh,
then.
I guess one last thing. If we do like a future session, what do you recommend I should try to have you review next time, like how my ganks are, or like a live replay, or what do you think is like the
Well,
would
we can also
get
like
me a
do
bit
live
less
coachings as
improvement, I
well,
guess.
but we can definitely like we can focus on your roams, we can focus on your lane trades. Uh, Up to your choice. Depends. Like sometimes you can go through your lane trades and also look at your. Depends how much time do we have. You know.
Yeah.
Um, I don't like it's like a replay. You know, so you can probably look at like multiple things and not only like if at your roams. You know.
Okay. Um, Sorry, I think that was a weird question, but yeah. Uh, Thanks for. I don't think I. Yeah, I think I appreciate everything. It's pretty helpful. And yeah, I'm gonna try to take all those lessons. And yeah,
Okay
thanks
then.
again. I guess. I don't know if you want to say anything else, but
No,
yeah,
that's
that's
all
it.
for now. Goodbye then.
All right. Yeah, thank you again.
Okay.